All right, there we are. Welcome back to on the DTI Takeover Show for everybody who's just tuning in. I am your host, Miss Kayla, and today we are shedding light on another entrepreneur here. So without further ado, I'm going to. Where'd you go? And there she goes.
Sorry. Someone tried to call me.
Yeah, Miss Ashley, owner of Glam Boutique. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Blessed. How y'all?
Pretty good. Can't complain. So Ashley, tell us about yourself.
I'm 29. I may not look it, but I'm old.
29 is not old.
Yeah. But I'm from New Orleans. I grew up in Atlanta after Katrina. So that was like 2005. I was 12 years old when I moved to Atlanta. And I moved back to New Orleans in 2014.
Hmm.
So I feel like Atlanta raised the kid in me, and
Hmm.
when I went back home, New Orleans raised the woman in me. So I went back home in 2014, and I came back to Georgia in 2017. And I always had my business. Like, I actually started my business in 2014, which
Hmm.
was Glam Hair Boutique. That's like when everything started, when I first start thinking on a business level. Oh, I want to work for myself. And
Hmm.
I started on Vista Print, making my own flyers, and I had my coffee mug and all of that. It was all a dream back then, but I was making the necessary steps to make my dream come true. So in 2017 is when I actually started investing into my hairline. The first time I invested into my hairline, I spent 2,000 some dollars, and it was in New Orleans around Mardi Gras season.
Okay.
I I promoted, like, I've always been a big on promoting, even if
Hmm.
I didn't have hair available.
Hmm.
Like, I'm big on promoting to get your future customers. So I
Right.
did that in New Orleans, and that's where it all began. And when I got the hair, like, I was well known to the point where the same day my hair came in,
Hmm.
I sold it out in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had to
Just
keep
from you promoting.
hmm from promoting, no social media, just promoting at my jobs, basically my jobs.
Hmm.
Um, So I sold out in that day. I had to keep like 6 bundles because I didn't know how the hair was. I needed to test the hair,
Right.
and it was the same day as the Zulu ball. So that's real big in New Orleans. So they put the hair in for the Zulu ball, and I'm like, send me some videos, send me some pictures.
Right. Right.
So that's how, like, I got started. And in November, I think 2017,
Hmm.
I added my lashes, which is
Okay.
Glam Minks. And I didn't think that would do like as good. I didn't know why,
Mm-hmm.
but it did. Like, my minks was selling, like they sell. So I was like, dang, like, I didn't expect me to put the minks out and they sell like that.
Hmm.
And people, and I was back in Georgia then when I
Okay.
released my minks. So I moved back to Georgia in 2014 of
Hmm.
June, and I didn't have no job when I came out here. So I started working at Comcast call center in 2017.
Okay.
It was my first call center job,
Hmm.
and I was selling my minks. I didn't have no hair in at that time. I only had my lashes. And I remember, like, I promoted so much in Comcast to the point where people knew who I was. Like, it'll be Friday, they'll be going to the club, be
Hmm.
like, Glam Boutique, you got some lashes? I'll be like, yeah, I got the
Yeah,
lashes.
I got your
I
lashes.
got the lashes. I used to have them set up on my desk. They used to be cash
Wow.
apping me and come and pick their styles. Like, I had Comcast popping. If you was at Comcast 2017, then you know.
Then you know. What made you go back home to New Orleans and then come back to Georgia?
My life was a struggle. I didn't want to move back to New Orleans. That wasn't never in my plans. Um, I let my mom and my sister and my brother come live with me around that time because that was like my first apartment I had.
Mm-hmm.
And they like my mom fell on hard times, so I let her come live with me. And long story short, towards the end of my lease, I was upgrading into a 2 bedroom because I have a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Back then she was 3. So I was upgrading into a 2 bedroom because my lease was up, and back then I wasn't making a lot of money. Like I think I was making like $12,
Mm-hmm.
and I I only had enough to pay for my rent, and I paid my last month rent, and I was moving in 2 weeks, and I asked my mom to help me with the lights, to go half on the lights with me, and she
Mm-hmm.
told me no. And I told her, I said, well, the light's gonna get cut off, and she said, well, I'm coming to get my stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
came, got her stuff, and just left me and my daughter. So
Mm-hmm.
I ain't have no help. I called people around and asked them for the money, and nobody couldn't help me. I called my dad, and he was like, well, your grandma's sick. Nobody living in her house. So you could come out here and
Mm-hmm.
live there and get back on your feet. And so I was like, at first I did not want to do that, but I ain't
Yeah.
have no
You didn't
choice.
have a choice. Mm-hmm.
So I packed up. I didn't tell none of my Georgia friends. I didn't tell nobody. Like I remember that night I gave away my sofa and my TV, and I just packed up our stuff and I got on the road and I left. And I went to New Orleans. And I got back on my feet in New Orleans. It was a struggle. Like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't peaches and cream when
Mm-hmm.
I was living in New Orleans. Like I've struggled in New Orleans, but what made me come back was
Mm-hmm.
I actually wasn't planning on coming back during that time because
Mm-hmm.
around that time in 2017, it was my birthday. Like my birthday is May 26th, and I told you I
Okay.
moved back to Georgia in June.
Mm-hmm.
So I was staying with one of my aunts on my father's side, and basically, like I was moving in 2 weeks, and I was staying with her because previously my townhouse was broken into, and I
Mm.
didn't feel comfortable living on my own no more. So
Right.
I had to go stay with someone. Like I just couldn't do it, and that was like my first apartment, like ever getting broken into out of all
Mm.
the apartments and stuff I had. And then that's New Orleans. Like New Orleans is different from Atlanta, like
Mm-hmm.
completely different. So I was go live with my family and run up my money, and that's what I did. And when the time came for me to move, like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, I had 2 weeks left in her house. Basically, she got mad because I can't. Like they told me, they was like, Ashley, since you working hard, you can go out of town. So I chose Georgia for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we can watch your daughter, and I was like, okay. So
Okay. Right.
I went to Georgia for the weekend, and for my I came back and I had some dirty clothes. And my aunt didn't like that. And like she really, really like went off on me because I came back with dirty clothes. And she thought I was staying with a nigga, but I wasn't.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. And
Oh.
felt like she was real strong that I stayed with a nigga. And she was like, he should have washed her clothes. And I was like, I wasn't staying with a dude. I was actually staying with my friend and her mom. And they didn't have a washer and dryer. So I didn't
Mm.
have a deal to bring dirty clothes back. So like that really peed her off to the point where like she just downgraded me, and she was just she just was mad and talking a whole bunch of crap to me that I didn't
Mm-hmm.
like. So like I put on Facebook, I was like, family, what the F is that? Because I was
Mm-hmm.
mad. And I remember the next morning, because I had deleted it, but the next morning, I guess she seen it or somebody told her. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't like that. And like she kicked me and my daughter out. And she kicked us out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. And like she wouldn't let me get out no clothes. Like she wouldn't let me get my daughter clothes. And at that time, I was assistant manager at Rainbow, and I had to go live in a hotel for a week and buy us some clothes because she wouldn't allow me to get my clothes or my daughter's stuff. So I had called on family and asked them could I come or if they could just take my daughter, and everybody told me no. So basically, like all my family is in New Orleans, and I felt like everybody was sleeping peacefully in their homes while me and my
Mm-hmm.
daughter
You're struggling.
in this hotel. And I had to make moves, and I had to make them quick because the money that I had saved up to move, I spent it on the hotel. Like, and during that week, I had spent over $600 living in that hotel. So, I remember my store manager at that time. She was like, "Well, Ashley, you have a lot of experience, and I'll vouch for you, but you can't keep living like this. You know, you gotta go. So just leave." And I remember my district manager, she went and transferred my job. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the district managers in Georgia, they was down with it, but they needed her approval.
Okay.
So she just wouldn't approve it. Like, I was sending her my bank statements and everything. So I had to just move without a job. So that's how I came out here. And I called my baby daddy and asked him for help. And he helped me. He sent me a couple of $100, and he helped me.
Mm-hmm.
He came to New Orleans and he got our child. And I moved to Georgia so I could get on my feet, because I was staying with a guy and his cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want my daughter around that.
Right.
So I just felt like it was best for her to go by her dad,
Mm-hmm.
while I get my stuff together. So that's how I ended up back in Georgia, and how I ended in New Orleans. So yeah, because of family.
You have an amazing story, Ashley.
Thank you.
Um, I haven't been through exactly what you've been through, but I definitely relate to a
Nah,
level.
I don't know what she talking about. We lived in a hotel for 3 months.
We did.
Wow.
3 months
We
with
we
no
went
help.
no we did the same thing you just said. We had saved up money to try to move, ended up spending it all on the motel. It cost us about $300 a week. Um, and in about 3 months, we ran through that plus every piece of dollar that we had left. We made them same calls you made. I promise you, we did. I've been sitting here listening. We made them same calls. Parents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, people we done known all our life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and got the same answers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know, my heart breaking for you. I was praying for you, really, for real, as I was listening to you, because man, that feeling be feeling so alone. You know what I'm saying? And even though I see you watering up, I'm watering up. I'm thinking that we watering up for different reasons, though, right? Because to hear you talk, I know this sound crazy, right? But it's almost a little bit comforting, because at least I know I ain't. It wasn't just me. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes the devil make you wonder, like, why me? Like,
Yeah.
why me? Out of everybody that could be going through this and dealing with this, I mean, that's not an easy feeling to send your baby away.
Mm-mm.
We had to do that too. You know what I'm saying? Set our baby up in places that we weren't always really comfortable with.
Right.
Um, but just had to go ahead while we get stuff together. And to be honest with you, this whole interview is happening because after I got me personally, after I got through that situation, I went into overdrive to try to make sure that that never happened again. Like, it's still, that's been years. That's been about a good um years, 4 or 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 5 or 6 years. Yeah, 5 or 6 years. And it still kind of haunt me to this day. Um, and so, like I said, I was praying for you, and I jumped on, right. Um, just because if I had it my way, I give you the world right now because you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but at the same time, though, I can't because I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Um, so what I can afford, right, is to get on here and look you in the face and and say I'm sorry for the people who never said I'm sorry to you.
It's okay.
I'll be sorry. I'll be sorry so that you can really say it's okay and go be everything that you should be. I want you to put it on me. If you gotta hate me to let go of that for real and keep doing, I want you to do it because it's people like you that this world is designed to crush, and I don't want you to crush some little girl, some teenage mom, hell, some little boy, right, needs to still hear from you. And if you're crushed, they won't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's sad that that's the world that we live in, and I'm not putting no blame on nobody or none of that, right? But at the same time, I can see you got a light. I can hear the light from where I was at. I was about to leave out the door. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped and I heard you, right? So you got a light, right? But sometimes lights need help. People see light in you and they think because you got the light, you got everything. That's why they don't mind doing bad stuff to you. You know what I'm saying? That light that they see in you, right? They recognize it because they don't see it in them. And so the light in itself makes them believe that you can set, not only can you self sustain, right? But hell, you could take the hit. You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody did nothing to you that they didn't believe you would be all right.
Mm-hmm.
It sound messed up,
Mhm.
but I promise you it ain't. It's not a lie. Ain't nothing been done to you purposely by anybody where they really thought that you wouldn't be all right. That's how strong your light is. You feel what I'm saying? And so, I'm glad that you're making it through. You feel what I'm saying? And you have my absolute best wishes. When y'all get done, I'm probably gonna holler at Kayla, figure out where you from, and get your name and everything, right? And whatever I can do, right, to be of any support, I want to do it. That's what we started this for. That's what Total Entertainment Radio is about. Forget the name, forget the logo, forget all of that. We here because of that testimony. And couldn't nothing be more true. You know what I'm saying? And so we gotta be there for people with the same testimony. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. Thank you for pushing through. Great interview. I'm gonna get out your hair. We gotta do some laughing stuff or something right now because I ain't got time. You know what I'm saying? But definitely I mean everything that I said. Thank you. And please stay encouraged. And I'm gonna pray for you some more. And hell, pray for me too. Because I
I
need
know.
I need it. Like for real. I'm for real. I need it.
We
But
all
yeah,
it.
I just wanted to jump on and say that, man. Congratulations on your business too.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
congratulations on y'all business too.
Thank
Thank
you.
Congrats.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So Glam Boutique. Now we
Yeah.
here, we live, we in action. What's going on? So you got your lashes, you got your hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much everything that you're selling.
No, I do events. So
Okay.
besides my hairline and my lash line, um, during COVID, 2020, I started my Glam Boutique pop-up shop events.
Mm-hmm.
And that came about. I had invested like the second time I bought hair. I was like, well, because I had gotten into a car accident. That's how I got the money. I got
Mm-hmm.
back like $10,000, and
Okay.
invested $6,000 and some dollars into my hairline and my lashes. And I thought like I was really thinking like, oh, I'm gonna make $12,000 to $30,000 profit. And I only made $1,000 and some dollars, and it was starting to get slow, like social media. I wasn't really selling on social media to strangers. Like it was like people that I went to school with that was buying my hair, their family and friends. So it was very hard for me in the beginning on social media to start selling my hair. Like I was like everybody else, using other people pictures as they hair, on my websites and on my flyers and stuff, until I was able to take my own pictures or do a photo shoot.
Right.
Like I started out like that. I started out making my own business cards, making my own flyers. So when I got that money, I invested big. And when I seen I only made that small amount of profit and it was just slow, I couldn't wait. Like I'm a person that I think on my feet real fast. And if something going slow, I'm not gonna wait and wait. Like I was like, okay, so let me do a pop-up shop so I can sell in person, because I know if I'm around people and I talk to people, I could get them to buy my products.
Right.
So I found the building and I started hosting pop-up shops. My first one was August 9th, 2020. And I just found myself like, it just popped off, like to the point where August 9th was booked and other people was hitting me up and they wanted to book it, but it was full. So I had to make another date. I didn't even have August 9th pop-up shop before I started booking another date. So people didn't really know how the event was gonna go. I don't know what they seen in me at that time, but they started booking me like clockwork. So August 9th, when I had it, it was a success. And all I know is so many people just started booking me from then on. I was in those pop-up shops every Sunday on Edgewood from August through October. And in October 2020, my last one was a Halloween theme. And I remember I had got sick around that. I was in a for a week. And like that out just in like right the day before my event. And I went to my event and I had my event. And from then on, I was like, well, I'm tired of booking every week. I was like, let me see if I could book 100 people at one time, because I never booked 100 people at one time. Like weekly, I was booking 20 people, but I know throughout those months, I didn't book about 100 people. So November 2020 was my Black Friday, and I booked 100 vendors. And I December and January came and COVID, like those are just clearly bad months for me. I had to postpone those events. So the vendors that was booked for those months, they went to Valentine's, which was February pop-up shop. So that one was a success. And then I had March, and I made that like a Mardi Gras pop-up shop. So that one was a success. And I had all my pop-up shops planned to August, because August was my 1 year anniversary. And I just decided to contact the convention center. And the first time I contacted them, they told me no, because of COVID, they wasn't doing any events until that summer. But then I had like a couple of months later, I contacted them again and asked them, and she was on go, and she sent me the information. I told her I wanted to do it on Juneteenth, and I booked them. And I started booking my vendors for it. I had to go up in my fee. I didn't know if people was gonna pay me, but they did, and I had it for Juneteenth at the convention center. And then after that, I started contacting convention centers in different states like Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Austin, Texas. I contacted a lot, but those three hit me back at that time. And I went with them to do a convention tour in August, but that didn't go as planned. So I had to postpone that convention tour. And I had other events planned throughout last year since the convention center, but I had to keep postponing them because it's like COVID was like really messing up my business around
Right,
that time.
right,
Like a
right.
lot of people was getting sick. Like even when I was booking enough people to have the event,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people would get sick and have to cancel.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I just found myself postponing many events, no matter how hard I worked, no matter what plan B, C I had, it was not working.
Mm.
And I kept going, no matter what. I just kept going. So then
Mm-hmm.
December, January, that was a fail. It was a complete fail. And then around that time, it's like people started to doubt me and like lose hope in me. And some people started slandering my name on Facebook, on Instagram, calling me a scam and just all type of stuff, man, because I don't because of my policy. Like my policy is the way it is because each date, no matter if it happens or not, like I spend money on each date to promote it,
Mm-hmm.
to book it. Like I spend money on that, and that's money I could never get back.
Right,
Flyers and all that, like none of
right,
my
right,
money.
right,
So I don't give no refunds, but I let them go to any future events that they want. Like their money is still secure, so it's not like they're losing out on money unless they just don't want to come. So it's like your money is secured at any future event. It's just when I had to postpone events, like I can't. Like that's my policy. I
right.
spend too much money. So
Exactly.
so I kept going and I came up with the Caribbean Carnival for May, and I really, really, really wanted to do it at Piedmont Park. I don't know why I thought Piedmont Park was just so special, but at that time, like I wanted to do it at Piedmont Park. So I did it. I planned that event for 3 months. I hired a
Wow.
security guard in the beginning to find me a place,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me that was the best decision to do it there in that
Mm-hmm.
area. So I went with it. So I paid him, and then I had to pay Piedmont, and I started booking the vendors, and I didn't know if that event was gonna fill or not.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, but I just kept promoting, and it did. And I had that event. Like I had to push the date up 2 days up because of it was gonna rain that entire weekend.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so I had to push the date up to a Thursday. So I had it, and that was like my last event that I just did. And now I have my upcoming one, July 10th. It's a luau theme.
Okay.
So that is near the Atlanta Beltline area, and I'm making that like my last pop up shop. And then after that one, I do business with the Brave Stadium and State Farm Arena. Yeah, I already contacted them last year, and they had to like look me up, research me,
Right.
contact my reference, and
Uh-huh.
they don't go with it. Like they waiting on me, so they're ready. They like what I'm doing. They see what I'm doing. So I was like, oh, I started thinking like, well, if my vendors make this amount of money at convention and pop-up shop level,
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine how much money they gonna make on stadium and
Oh,
arena
right,
level.
right,
So
right,
I started thinking bigger, like, okay, I could really have these people making 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 on up in one day. They was already making not some vendors ain't make nothing, but majority of them was making 400, 500, 600, 1,000, 1,500,
Wow.
1,600, 2,000, twenty five
Wow.
hundred. So they giving me all these different numbers. I'm just like, okay, so y'all invested 450, made $1,000, $2,000
In that.
profit.
Right.
So okay, on stadium and arena level, y'all gonna make that
Y'all gonna make
money.
bank. Yeah.
So I was like, y'all gonna make that money. So I was like, okay. So even on that level, I started contacting Coach Stormy. Like all the special guests that I'm gonna have at that event, I already contact. I don't want to give it out, but I'll give Coach Stormy out. But I contacted Coach Stormy so she could be my special guest at the arena, and she's on go with it. She done her research on me. Her assistant actually called me a couple of months ago and she told me like they looked me up and they
Mhm.
love what I'm doing in the community. And so I was like, okay, I'm excited to work with Coach Stormy. I love Coach Stormy. Like, I can't wait. But my
Congratulations.
focus is right now is July event, and then
Okay.
it'll be the arena. And then I'm just gonna make my events annually.
Okay.
Yeah, and do like take my profit and invest into a building. And I plan on getting a plaza built out here in Atlanta and having some storefronts for
Uh-huh.
business owners to rent out.
That's dope. That's dope.
Thank
That's
you.
gonna be a dope idea.
I
Um,
can,
I look, you got I see your vision. I can tell you ready to go big.
yeah.
You are doing it. Big shout out to you, especially for helping, all these other vendors have a platform for them.
Hmm.
That's like a stadium. That's major for them to be on. And I'm sure the traffic coming to that, yeah, they're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
clean up for sure. They clean up for sure. Ashley, so before I let you go, because we do gotta wrap it up, I want you to let people know how they can follow you on your social media, how they can get in contact with you.
So my Instagram name is Glam Hair Boutique CEO. You can follow me on there. I follow back. On Facebook it's Ashley Nicole. Um, I use Snapchat and stuff too, but for
Mhm.
business,
Right.
it's my IG and my Facebook. So
Okay.
Facebook, Ashley Nicole, and my Instagram is Glam Hair Boutique CEO. And if you want to call me, it's 404-274-4752. That's my business number. Um, so that's how you can get in touch with me. And if you want to do business, you can hit me up.
And events and things like that. You the girl. You the person to call.
I'm the person to call. If you want to be financial free. I'm not saying you gonna make thousands. You gotta do what I say, like
Right.
and be consistent. But it's gonna happen. I've seen a lot of vendors make a lot of money off my events,
That's
and
dope.
not just the events, but like connections with other
Right.
people that
Right.
can build, and it's still people buying their products still to this
To
day.
this day,
So it's like connections, networking, money, all of that. You get a
that's what it's
total
all about.
experience at my events.
Awesome. That's what it's all about. Ashley, thank you. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. I hope our listeners get something from you. They learn something from you. They feel inspired from you. You definitely inspire us over here. Your testimony is powerful.
Thank
It's
you.
powerful, and I'm sure it's gonna help someone else who may experience that same thing. Find their way through.
Yeah.
So thank you once again for everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Check out Total Entertainment Radio. Go to www.totalentradio.com. Hit the TER radio button and enjoy. Until next time, I am your host, Miss Kayla, and I am signing off.
Thank you for the opportunity.